everyone, Julie here from Sauvie Island Lavender Farm, and I was going to make a video today on how to plant lavender, and I realized I was jumping the gun. So the first thing I'm going to do is a two-part series on how to purchase and what to look for when you're purchasing lavender. So part one is going to be all about shopping at local big box stores, and part two is going to be all about specialty nurseries. So I hope you enjoy this series, and that how to plant is coming right after this, because what we buy we got to get in the ground. So enjoy, guys.
You'll find the best selection of lavender plants at the big box stores will be in the spring and the fall. The early spring you'll find the Spanish lavender.
All right, we're at our first stop. Let's see what they have. Well, that was a huge win. Our first stop, and I picked up 6 4-inch pots of Provence lavender. It's really hard sometimes to find lavender that's labeled other than lavender in a big box store, so it's nice that it was specific. And Provence is an awesome French lavender, an excellent culinary one, and it also grows huge. So I have a specific spot in mind, a rocky slope, that I'm going to put this lavender in, and they can get up to be about 3.5 feet wide when they're fully mature. So I'm really excited for it to fill that space. But right now they're just little babies in 4-inch pots. All right, on to the next door.
Comment below if you know where the Goonies movie was filmed. At your big box store garden center, you need to look for lavender in these 3 places. 1 in the perennial section, 2 in the herb section, or 3 outside the front doors in what I call the impulse buy section.
All right, we just pulled into our second location. It's a very popular big box store you can find all around the world. It's in Depot. Anyhow, we're going to head on inside there and see what kind of lavender plants that they carry at Home Depot.
I felt the prices were just a little bit high at Home Depot, and they just had generic labeled lavender. I'd like them to be a little bit more specific on what variety they are, but I did find this super cool large planter and a spurge plant, which I purchased for my yard. All right, we are off to our last stop. Hey, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you my big box lavender plant haul. And I also have a free lavender grower's guide linked in the description box below if you're interested.
All right, we're at the last store, and it's Walmart. And actually, my main purpose for coming here is to get some decent prices on some potting soil, and I have a big pot to fill now, so I am gonna run in and get that and see if they have any decent looking lavender too. But Walmart has a hard time keeping their plants in great condition once they make it to their store, so it's my least favorite place to purchase. But you never know, there might be a good deal in there for us. All right, bye. All right, I am going to show you my haul that I got from the big box stores, and please forgive me if the camera's a little shaky. I'm filming this out on my back patio and it's a wee bit windy here today, so I hope you can hear me okay too over the wind. But let me show you my big finds, and the first ones I got were the Provence lavenders in the little 4-inch pots, and these are the ones that I'm going to plant on my rocky slope, and they're going to get to be about 3.5 feet across. And they're also awesome because Provence lavender is an excellent culinary one, even though it's a French lavender. It has a great taste for sweet and savory dishes. It's my very favorite to cook and bake with. And the nice thing about Provence too, it's a very prolific bloomer, so it'll start blooming typically a little early at the end of June, and where I live, and it'll keep sending out new buds throughout the season. So hopefully it'll work great for you if you find this in your store. Just look for Provence lavender, and it's a French lavender, even though it may not say so on the tag. And the other one I got, oh, I should tell you where I found these in the store. I got these at Fred Meyer's, which is a Kroger store. So you may have Kroger's in your state or where you live. They're called Fred Meyer's here. And I found these in the section for perennials, where you have to look several places in the big box stores to find lavender, and you might find them in all of these places or in just one. So these were in the section with perennial plants. Now this one I got, this lighter green one, is a what does it say? It just says 5-inch premium herb. It had a lavender tag on it, but believe it or not, I found this in the produce section inside Walmart. So they had plants outside that were just fading with the sun because they hadn't been watered properly. They had plants in the herb section inside their garden center, and then they also had lavender plants in the grocery department inside. And I think that's why you can see how light the leaves are compared to the Provence. I think that's because they've been inside too long and just didn't get enough sunlight. So this one, I believe, is going to be an English lavender. You can tell it is just starting to bloom out just a little bit, and that dark color it has and the shapes of the flower spikes, it's a pretty good indicator that this is probably going to be an English lavender, which is also going to be an excellent culinary one, and I'm excited to try this in some recipes too. Now, what else did I find? I did all of these on my first haul day with the videos that I made, and then I went back and I found these gallon-sized pots that they had just brought in to Fred Meyer's, so I couldn't resist. Now, these were not in the perennial section. They weren't in the herbs section of the garden center. Where I found these, they were in the outdoor section, right between the front door of the store and the garden center. So they were meant to be the impulse buys, those little short display racks of flowers that'll grab your attention. And they had some great perennials there and also some annuals, but I found Spanish lavender in this section, and also these two varieties of lavender. And this one, I think they were on sale too, so $6.99 for a big gallon pot, which isn't a bad price for retail. This one is a French lavender called Grosso, and they actually have it tagged as such too. It doesn't say French, but I know Grosso is a French lavender. So this is gonna be a very strong smelling lavender. The lavender is bred for high oil content, and that's exactly what this one has. When it gets fully mature, it's going to get about 500 flower spikes on it, which is so exciting. And the flower spikes are going to be a lighter blue, but long, about 3 inches long. And they're also great for drying, for crafting, for making sachet bags. This is the variety that I use to make dried lavender bouquets, and I sell those on my online farm stores and ship them all across the country. So they're very durable as a dried flower, and plus they just look gorgeous in your garden, and they'll attract tons of bees and butterflies. Anyhow, I was so excited to find these. I picked up 2 of those Grossos, and I cannot resist lavenders that are a different color. And this one is called Rosa. It is going to be a pink lavender. I'm so excited. Now the tag
It says lavender. It says rosa. It does not say if it is, double check. Yes, it does not say if it's French or English. It does say it's going to grow to be about 20 to 24 inches across. And that tells me it's probably an English lavender. You could have different colored lavenders in both varieties of English or French. So I'll just have to wait and see as it gets a little bit more mature if it has the long single spikes, or if some of the flower spikes on it are bifurcated and look like a pitchfork with two little side shoots and the main shoot up the center. If it's bifurcated, then it's a French lavender. So head out to your big box stores and see what you can find. Stay tuned. In a few days, I'm going to drop my next part 2, on how to find lavender and where to buy lavenders at specialty nurseries. So if you're interested in finding some unusual varieties of lavender, then stick around for part 2. You take care. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.